head without thinking. And then we check again if we are in balance. Now, I am sharing just a very nice photo we took in China when we did programs in China, 2010. It was in Chengdu. And why I'm showing this photograph is because just to remind us that this is the way we were used to give programs before. So in a way, we're doing the same here, but it's all online. The next photograph is Shemadaji 1989 in Italy. We had a collective program. It was a very meditative time. And now we're going to hand over to Janavi. Jenny, would you like to introduce Janavi?
Yes, I will. Thank you. There we go. If we can have Janavi on the screen, please. Just something to mention. Oh, here she is. Just something to mention before we speak to Janavi. This, as Jean-Michel mentioned, this is our second last session. After tomorrow's session, we'll be going to twice weekly. So we'll be going to a Monday session and a Thursday session, but our first session will be this Thursday, the 3rd of Feb. So we'll see you tomorrow night, and then we'll see you again on the Thursday. And the challenge here is that you continue to meditate during the days that we're not together, because this will keep your connection, will keep you balanced, will keep your Sahasrara open. So we will share things with you to help you meditate on a day-to-day basis, because this is very important for your own well-being. So Janavi, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining.
I'm really excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. Now, Janavi, your topic today is collectivity.
Yes.
And I know collectivity is something that we as Sahaja yogis are always speaking about and the importance of it. But for new people to Sahaja yoga, how would you explain collectivity?
Look, I think on a very basic level, collectivity is about understanding that this Kundalini energy that is within you is within every living being. And in that sense, we are all connected. So as much as this is a personal journey, your personal spiritual journey, this is also a journey for everybody who is connected to our Kundalini to take together.
And how does this awareness of the collectivity, how does it help you meditate?
Look, I do practice my meditation every day on my own, but I feel once a week at the very minimum a strong desire to meditate with a lot of people, with the collective. And I think the meditations that I have with the collective are always deeper, they're always stronger. And because you're in an environment then where everybody is meditating or everyone is in the mood to meditate, it is easier to slip into meditation. It's the same as if you're working at home versus if you're working in an office. The environment is totally different. so the meditations end up being a bit more focused.
Yeah, and I think our chakras reflect one another. You know, like Shamataji was talking about the sunlight reflects in the ocean, and it can enjoy its image. And I think there is a lot of joy in sharing, like us today, trying to share our experiences, our photographs, or our understanding is so joy giving.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
On
Thank you,
that
John.
note, you can take us through the beautiful journey of collectivity.
Okay. Thank you, Jean-Michel. Thank you, Jenny. So today, like they mentioned, we will be exploring the topic of collectivity. Now, as I said, this Kundalini is a living energy within us, and this energy is also present in every other person. And we are able to feel this on our subtle system. So as we feel our chakras, our vibrations on our hands that represent our subtle system, we are also able to feel the condition of someone else's subtle system or of the society in general. So sometimes you may find that you're going into a large crowd and you can feel the emotion of the crowd. They might be a bit hyper, you can feel the vibe of the crowd, or if people are angry or sad, you can feel that very strongly. But when your Kundalini is awakened and you're in touch with the energy, you're able to understand the collective on a deeper level. So, for example, if I meet somebody, I automatically start to form my opinion of them based on their appearance, their personality, how they talk, how they act. But that doesn't always mean that I know the whole story. If we use our vibrations to try and understand another person, we're able to connect with them on a deeper level. We are able to see what kind of a tendency they have. Are they maybe a little bit more left-sided? Are they a bit more right-sided? And the point of that is that we are able to experience this Kundalini awakening and the joy of Sahaja Yoga like that together. Another aspect of collectivity is meditating together. So when we spend a lot of time with other Sahaja Yogis, with other meditation practitioners, we are able to overcome our conditionings. We are able to overcome our ego and learn how to experience each other's company joyfully instead of reacting or finding faults with other people. So to begin the session, I thought it might be nice if we can start off with a bit of balancing, just so we can all settle into the mood of meditation. So if we can please have the slide for balancing. Thank you. So let's all just sit comfortably. If you're on a chair, please put your feet flat on the ground. If you're sitting on the floor, just make sure that you're as comfortable as can be. Please take off your glasses, or if you're wearing a hat, you can take off your hat. Now we'll put both our hands palms up on our lap, and let's all just close our eyes and I will instruct the meditation. So we can start off with a few deep breaths. And with each breath, we bring our attention deeper inside. You can take your attention to your heart or to your Sahasrara at the top of your head. With each breath, try to slow down your breathing. Take a breath in, hold it for a few seconds, and breathe out and hold it for a few seconds, and allow your breath to settle your attention down. Now that your attention is settled, ask a little prayer, say a little prayer. We can ask Mother Kundalini, please show me the condition of my subtle system. Please show me the condition of my subtle system. Now take your attention to your hands and see if you can feel how your subtle system is today. Are you noticing any heaviness or imbalance in your hands? Is one side cooler or lighter or heavier than the other? Just make a mental note of this and we will come back to it later in the session. Now we can put our right hand towards the Mother Earth. If you're sitting on a chair, you can just drop it by your side, like in the picture. If you're sitting on the ground, you can put your hand on the ground, palm facing downwards. Keep your left hand open, fingers stretched outwards on your lap. Now we're going to balance our left side. And here we're going to ask Mother Kundalini, please take away all the negativity from my left side and let it be absorbed into the Mother Earth. Please take away all my worries, all my anxiety, any thoughts of the past, anything that is making me feel sad or depressed. Please let all of these emotions be absorbed into the Mother Earth. At this point, we have to try and keep our attention on our Sahasrara to allow Mother Kundalini to work. If we start thinking or moving our attention all over the place, it creates an obstacle for this center to be back in balance. Now we can put our right hand back on our lap and our left hand towards the ether. We will bend our left arm from the elbow with our palm facing backwards, as is shown in the photo. And here we will balance our right side. Mother Kundalini, please let all the heat and negativity from my right channel be absorbed into the ether. Please let all the heaviness and thinking and planning from my day disappear so that I can feel cool and light inside. Again, take your attention to your Sahasrara. Now we can put our left hand back on our lap. And again, we will ask Mother Kundalini, please show me the condition of my subtle system. Take your attention to your hands and see if the balancing has made any difference. If both your hands feel much similar now, or if you feel a coolness or even just a calmness within you. Okay, excellent. So going back to our topic for today, thank you for the slide. Collectivity is linked to our Vishuddhi chakra at our throat. And when this chakra is open and strong, we are able to exist more harmoniously with the collective. We are able to experience the joy of that collectivity, because at that point, we can move past all of our conditionings and any kind of guilt or any other hindrances we have preventing us from enjoying other people's company. And because this Kundalini energy is within each one of us, we get to a state where we start to understand that we are all connected. And wherever we are, we may be alone in a room, but because we share this knowledge, we are never alone at the same time. And it really is such a wonderful feeling. So I would like to share with you a small talk, a snippet of a talk by Srimati Nirmala Devi, where she really explains this concept of collectivity really well, and helps us understand why it is so important for our spiritual ascent to improve this quality within us.
Collectivity doesn't mean that we all should be stuck together with some glue or something, or we all become like Gibraltar, rock of Gibraltar. No, it doesn't mean that. It means wherever you are connected. That is collectivity. But connected doesn't mean that you hate that person. No. You are connected means you love that person. You are concerned about that person. The connection, the connecting line is of love and not of hatred. So, when you are connected with another person or persons, then you are in collectivity. But people will live together and every day break each other's heads. Some of them really give me headaches, I tell you sometimes. Because they are nowhere near the real growth of Sahaja. So you may be in America, you may be in India, you may be anywhere. You are just connected. And you are concerned. As soon as there is a problem somewhere, into any part of the world, you are connected and you are effective, you can manage. But if you are not connected and you are just glued together, it's very inconvenient to live under such circumstances. I think people don't even understand the meaning of collectivity. Where there's not the other, ananya, where there's not the other, there's no other personality. these personalities are separated from you because of left and right, or could be both. But you are yourself fully when you are absolutely detached and your Kundalini is dancing. You are alone and never alone. This oneness with the whole gives you all the security that you want, all the joy you want. And that's why Kundalini awakening means collectivity. Unless and until you want pure collectivity in your being, Kundalini won't rise. I feel sad sometimes when people tell me, this gentleman is like this lady is like this, and she just says things like that, and she tries to put down her orders, or some man like that. Then I really can't understand what are they doing here. We don't want Hitlers. This attitude of ours so far has been on a different level, like acquire more money, acquire more wealth, acquire more houses, acquire more cars, acquire more wives, husbands, whatever it is, children. But the whole thing changes in Sahaja Yoga. You enjoy everything. All right? This is your all. Doesn't matter whosoever it may, I am enjoying. It's better not to pay for it and enjoy other people's money. This carpet is not mine, very good, but it's excellent. It's beautiful, I am enjoying. Maybe the one who has got this one must be worried about something, it might get spoiled or something, but I am enjoying. So when this detachment comes, really enjoy everything. And in that detachment only you enjoy others also, because you are so detached about it. Don't want anything with anyone, only person to person you enjoy. That means you enjoy the spirit of another person through your spirit. Atmaneva Atmanet. It is through the spirit only you enjoy another spirit. And then the spirit itself is, as you know, is the source of knowledge. The light of the spirit is the light of love, compassion, forgiveness, everything. All that starts shining through your faces. I mean, from faces you can make out a Sahaja Yogi. There's no need to put hands and see. But you know this is a Sahaja Yogi. Can't be anything else.
So with those words in our mind, let's close our eyes again. And we'll put both our hands back on our lap, hands open, palms facing upwards. As we did in the start of the session, let's use our right hand to raise our Kundalini very slowly to the top of our head. We can do this just once, but with complete attention, taking your full attention with your hand. Let's make a quick note of how we're feeling inside, how we were feeling in the beginning when we first arrived. Let's put our right hand on our heart on the left-hand side. Here is the seat of our spirit. So Shrimataji mentioned in her talk that when we are collective, we are able to enjoy the spirit of another person through our spirit. In that way, we understand another person in a very subtle sense that transcends their appearance and their personality and their mannerisms, and is the very true version of themselves. So let's close our eyes and take our attention to our spirit. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my connection with my spirit. Let me be one with my spirit. Let me recognize the spirit of other Sahaja yogis, of other people, and enjoy it. Now let's take our right hand across our throat to our Vishuddhi chakra. And this is where the quality of collectivity resides. So here we can ask Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my Vishuddhi chakra. Please let the quality of collectivity be enlightened and established within me. Please help me be detached from my ego, from my conditionings, so that I can exist in harmony with the collective. Try to keep your attention either at your Vishuddhi chakra or on your Sahasrara. The more focused you can train your attention to be, the quicker Mother Kundalini can work through your chakras. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my Vishuddhi chakra. Please remove all the negativities that are blocking it. Again, let's use our right hand to raise our Kundalini very slowly up to our Sahasrara. take your attention with your hand. When we get to the top of our head, you can press down and rotate the scalp clockwise. Mother Kundalini, please rise to my Sahasrara. Please take me into the state of thoughtless awareness. By your grace, please let all my thoughts disappear. Now at this stage, let's try a small experiment. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your attention on the top of your head and rub your hands together very gently and hold them open again. It can be a little bit above your lap, just to give it some air. And again, let's ask Mother Kundalini, please show me the condition of my subtle system. Please show me my vibrations. Pay attention to your hands and see what you can feel in the palm or on your fingers or on one hand in general. Any coolness or tingling, heat, heaviness. Pay attention and just make a note in your mind of what you're feeling. Now, as I said, that because this Kundalini energy is in all the other people around us, we are able to see what the condition of their subtle system is, who they really are in the truest form. So again, let's rub our hands gently. Open again, just slightly lifted from your lap. And now put your attention to somebody that you know really well who is not in the session today. Might be your friend or your relative, one person who you know really well. And ask, Mother Kundalini, please show me the condition of this person's subtle system. Just have this person in your mind and take your attention back to your hands. Please show me this person's subtle system. Now on your hands, see if you can feel any difference, any shift in the vibrations between yours and this person's. Can you feel a difference? Can you feel that this person has a completely different subtle system? That maybe they're off balance to a different channel or a different center? Now let's try one more thing. Let's rub our hands again and ask another question. We will try to see if we can feel the difference between a commonly known bad person and a commonly known good person. So let's ask, Mother Kundalini, please show me the vibrations of Hitler. Mother Kundalini, was Hitler a good person? And the answer should come to you on your hands. If it is hot or heavy, it means no. It means that person is off balance and caught up. If it is light and cool, then there is some truth in that person. There is some love in that person. Now rub your hands again, and we can ask, Mother Kundalini, please show me the subtle system or the vibrations of Mahatma Gandhi or Abraham Lincoln, whichever you feel most comfortable with. Please show me the subtle system of Mahatma Gandhi or Lincoln. See if you can feel the difference between their vibrations and Hitler's, between theirs and yours. Everyone should have a different subtle system, a different impact on their subtle system from their day. And this is the first method we can use to understand collectivity and how we are connected to the whole, how we are connected to the divine. Now let's bring our hand back on our back. And again, use our right hand to raise our attention back to our Sahasrara. We do this several times because the goal is to have our attention on our Sahasrara, to go beyond the brain, beyond the mind, into thoughtless awareness. When we feel our attention is now settled, we can bring our right hand back down, keep our eyes closed, and enjoy this state for a few minutes. Try your best to keep your attention on your Sahasrara. If you have any thoughts, you can say, not this, and just let them pass.
Wow. Silent. I feel collectivity.
Yeah.
The
Thank
joy.
you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you. Thank you, Genevieve, for that session.
My pleasure.
I very much love that quote of Shri Mataji. You are alone, but you are never alone. And I think that's something that we've all experienced, that connection to others. Even before our realization, sometimes we will get someone into our attention, and then before we know it, that person is calling us or contacting us. But now that we've had our Kundalini awakened, that whole thing is even much stronger. I know Jean-Michel and I had an experience a few days ago where we both invited the same person to the program without knowing that the other person had done it. And it's that connection that we have through our Sahasrara. One thing that I would like to try, another little experiment that we can try. Matthew, if you can please put up Shri Mataji's photo once more. So in the program, we've mentioned to you about having Shri Mataji's photo as part of your meditation space at home. So we can try now. Once more, we can rub our hands together. We can use our right hand to sweep up to the top of the head, so that our Kundalini is flowing. And we can keep our eyes open and look at Shri Mataji without any thought stopping our connection. You may find, as you look at Shri Mataji's photo, that you become thoughtless and that your hands begin to flow vibrations. So having Shri Mataji's photo in front of you when you meditate helps to deepen your meditation. So we urge you to try that at home and see what happens to your meditation when you have Shri Mataji's photo. Thank you, Matthew. If we could also bring Janavi back for a moment.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you again, Janavi. Janavi, because we have this connection with the divine through our Sahasrara, and we also have this connection to others, again, through our Sahasrara. Something that we can do is we can send divine attention to a particular person or to a particular situation. Would you be able to explain how we do that?
Sure. So it might be a little bit confusing, but this process is also called a bandhan.
Yeah.
Except we say that we are giving a bandhan to somebody else. And bandhan really just means a sheet of protection. So it can be for an issue that we feel personally. It can be an issue that relates to the world around us. if we feel dearly about climate change or any kind of political drama or any social drama that's going on, even any personal problems that are bothering us, this is a really good technique. And essentially what it is we hold our left hand out in front of us, and with our right hand, we draw on the palm of our hand, we write the problem very briefly. So for example, if I felt terribly this morning, if I woke up and I felt quite sick, I might write my name, and I might write nausea or whatever I'm feeling. And with our right hand, we just draw circles around our palm in a clockwise direction. But with our attention, ideally we keep our eyes closed, and with our attention, we ask Mother Kundalini to please remove this negativity, to help me feel better, to remove all the nausea that I'm feeling inside. And whatever prayer comes to your heart, you can say to Mother Kundalini. Once you're finished with your prayer, you can finish the bandhan. What happens when we do this is that we are trying to surrender this problem to the divine, to a power that is greater than us, that has more control than us, because it's not something that we can solve with our own brain. So often this is very useful when we feel nervous about something, when we feel anxious about something, to give ourselves a bandhan and to give the problem a bandhan, so that you can surrender it and prevent it from taking over your mind, so to speak. Is that right, Jenny?
Thank you, Genevieve. That's a beautiful explanation. So yes, whenever you feel that someone needs that divine attention, or a situation needs the divine attention, you can do that on your hand. And even as you turn your hand, you might feel that your vibrations change, because it might start off quite warm, and the more you do this, the cooler it becomes. Now, I know, Jean-Michel, you want to mention.
No, I have a story about the bandhan.
Yes.
I have a story. It was about probably 5 months after my realization. I was coming back from a program, and with a friend, and on the road we saw a small church, and for whatever reason I thought I would like to see inside that church. So we stopped and we came in the church. It was a very small, like a nice little church. And when we came in, there was, I think that there was a baptism going on. There was a few people and a priest and a child who was crying, like screaming. And it was screaming very loudly. And it disturbed me. And I thought, well, the child is not happy, is not well. And I did exactly that. I was standing at the back of the church, and I was just looking what was happening. And I just did a bandhan like this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I didn't know what else to do. And at some point, I just felt a coolness on my head, like suddenly, and the child stopped crying. And I knew that at that moment, his Kundalini went up, and he was protected. So that was a beautiful experience for me.
A beautiful experience. I had a slightly more mundane experience than yours. When I was very new to Sahaja Yoga, someone told me about the bandhan, and they gave the example of losing their keys at the beach. And I remember thinking at the time, how can that work? I can't understand how that would work. It sounds a little silly to me. I don't know how that would work. But within a week, I was at the beach with 3 children under 5, and we'd spent all day at the beach, and it was time to go home. And I realized I'd lost my keys. So I was sitting there thinking, I'm just going to have to try the bandhan. So I bandhaned for the keys, and then I just went into thoughtless awareness And I asked the divine, which way should I walk? And I chose to walk just slightly off to the left. And within 20 or 30 meters, there were my keys sticking out of the sand. So the power of the bandhan is phenomenal, whether it doesn't work on a mental level, as Janavi said, but it goes beyond our mind.
I have a question for Janavi. You know, Srimataji in the talk, she talked about a Sahaja yogi in a crowd being able to find out, oh, this person is another yogi. And how is that possible? What is different? What is different in Sahaja yogis that allows this?
I think when you meet another Sahaja yogi, you're able to tell, like she mentioned, you're able to tell from their appearance. And what this really means is when you start to meditate and you start to feel that connection with your spirit and with the divine, your eyes get a twinkle. There's a twinkle in your eye and your face looks youthful and livelier. But on a subtle level, I think you can feel that connection within your heart that this person is a yogi. You can feel joy, you feel joyful meeting that person. And when you're finished with your conversation with that person, you feel refreshed. You don't feel like I've spent half an hour chatting to someone, I'm so tired.
It's like when we see a small child in a pram, suddenly we look at the child and we cannot leave our eyes off him because it gives us
we get
joy.
so much joy. Yeah, that's right.
Now, if anyone has any questions, today we've turned off the chat. So if you have any questions, you can either put them on YouTube, you can raise your hand, or you can put them in the WhatsApp. So we're monitoring everything right now. So if you do have any questions to ask Janavi or about the bandhan or anything at all, please do. And while we're waiting for that, Jean-Michel, do you want to speak about your program tomorrow?
All right. So, yeah, okay. Thank you, Jenny. So tomorrow we're going to have a program about what we call surrendering. It's directly in continuity with what we've done today and yesterday and the day before. It's going deeper into the realm of divinity, because this surrendering cannot be understood with our mind. We got to go in meditation to just feel and understand that aspect of that quality in us. So what I would like everyone to do is to prepare yourself for tomorrow's session. We'll send a message, but I would like to tell you now is that I would like everyone to spend 15 minutes at least sitting on the Mother Earth tomorrow during the day, anytime, and just ask the Mother Earth to take away any imbalances from our subtle system. Try to connect to the Earth, and then maybe half an hour before the program tomorrow, have a foot soak in salt water in a bucket for 15 minutes. Again, asking the water to absorb all the imbalances from my left and right sides, right channels. I just would like everyone to be prepared to get easily into meditation. We'll try to go deeper tomorrow. That's all. Thank you.
That sounds wonderful. There is a question on the WhatsApp, and Jean-Michel or Janavi, you might want to add something to this, but Prakriti is asking, what is Sahaja's perspective on healing, such as Reiki or pranic healing? Now, Prakriti, before handing it over, we've just spoken about checking vibrations on things. So this is something, again, that cannot be understood on a mental level, but I would suggest to you that you bandhan those things and see the vibrations. See the vibrations of Reiki or pranic healing. See the vibrations of Sahaja yoga. See what you feel. It is important that it comes
do it now.
from you.
Let's do it now. Everyone,
Let's do it now.
Reiki.
Yeah.
And we just do a bandhan, and we ask the divine, or ask our spirit, ask our kundalini, what are the vibrations of Reiki? Is Reiki good for me? So I feel straight away something. So I'd like everyone to send, if you felt anything, whatever you felt, send us a message. Tell us what you felt about this.
Unfortunately, Jean-Michel, the chat is off. I'll just... the chat is off. So I don't know if we can quickly turn it on.
Can we put it on?
Tech team, can we quickly put the chat on? It's on now. So if anyone, so we have someone saying that they feel sick in their stomach. Do we have anything else?
What about the fingers? What do you feel on the fingers? Janavi, what do you feel?
I feel generally a lot of heaviness in my right hand, particularly on my thumbs.
Okay. We've got Era. She's feeling some cool. I'm feeling no vibrations at all. It feels quite heavy to me. June is feeling something on her palm. So it's something.
What is she feeling? What is June feeling?
She's saying she's feeling some vibration on her left palm. Maya's feeling pain on her palm.
All right. So the answer is everyone has the answer, because we all feel slightly different. That's normal. But ultimately, when we have a situation like this, where we are questioning whether this book is good for me to read or not, we spend the time to sit down, relax, and check for yourself if you feel soothing in your hand, soothing in your heart, soothing in your body about this specific thing. I have another story that is interesting. I was also new into Sahaja Yoga. I learned all these things very quickly. So I was a student at that time, and I had a friend. She was studying philosophy, and I introduced her to Sahaja Yoga, and she started meditating. And then in one of her talks, Srimataji explained that exactly what Janavi was explaining before. If you want to know about a movie, a book, or someone, just write their name and do a bandhan and ask about their vibrations to find out, is it good? Is it balanced? So my friend called me one day. She was studying philosophy. She had plenty of books at home. And one day she called me and she said, look, Jean-Michel, I want you to come to my home. I want you to help me test my books to find which ones are good to read and which ones I should not read. I said, okay, let's do it. So I went to her home and she had plenty of books. So we start with the first one, put it on the table, and we look at the book, do a bandhan, wait, and I feel, okay, not that good, And a little bit later, she brings a big book, a yellow book. She puts it on the table. I had no idea what it was. And I start turning my hand like this. and I put my hands and I become really cool. And I just dive in meditation. I didn't know why, it just happened. And I looked at my hands and I said, oh, I've never felt so cool. And this book was the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tse. And at that time, I didn't know exactly what it was. But it turns out that Lao Tse was actually a prophet. He was a very important figure in the evolution of human beings, with the religions and so on. So that was a very deep experience. So we need to improve our sensitivity by practicing it. You can practice on anything, but always with silence. Like what Janavi was doing before, we do the bandhan and we ask, with our desire, we ask a question, for example, what are the vibrations of that person or that thing? Once we've asked, we don't need to think about it again. We just surrender this and just wait. And then the answer is clearer.
We have another couple of questions. Janavi, I'm going to ask you this one. Regarding the protection bandhan, how many times or how long do we make the circles after writing with right hand on the left?
It's a good question. Look, there's no magic number. Ideally, you want to be able to continue the bandhans until your brain can surrender the problem, until you feel that it's not bothering you anymore, that it will be taken care of. You can also stop the bandhan when you start to feel cool on your hands. Usually that means that the problem will work out. Personally, I like to go with the first option.
Me too.
And sometimes you might have to give a bandhan to something 5 or 6 or 10 times a day to get to the point where you really feel like, okay, it's not in my hands anymore.
Thanks. We have one more question from Patricia. She's saying that today I became overwhelmed by all that was happening, demanding toddler, ride-on mower sound, getting dinner, and handling shopping delivery. I just pressed on, never thought of doing anything. Could I have done something?
It's a very timely question, Patricia. My first instinct would be to give a bandhan to myself. Look, there are always things that happen in your day that are completely out of control, and the timing can be out of control if they all happen at once. And that definitely happens to me at my work on a daily basis. So the best way to deal with that is to, in the palm of your hand, to write your name and give yourself a bandhan and just pray to Mother Kundalini to help you through the day, to help you feel calm and feel focused and not to feel overwhelmed, and see how that makes a difference. What you can also do is steal yourself away for a minute in a quiet room and just raise your Kundalini with your hand to the top of your head and close your eyes and just take a moment to recenter your attention.
Janavi. That is it for our questions. Thank you to those people who sent in the questions. I'm sure others had similar questions.
That was a beautiful answer, Janavi, and it really brings us to tomorrow's session. It's exactly what we are going to do tomorrow. So please be ready. It's very important. That's a very important part of Sahaja Yoga, is to cross that state where we have been using our mind to resolve all sorts of situations. Once we jump into that realm of Sahaja Yoga, it's not just a yoga, not just a practice. It's a different state of awareness where not only we are silent, but we have powers, and we need to discover these powers. That's very important.
Just noticed we have one person with a hand up. Do we have time to answer one more question?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So Angelica, I can see, I'm going to, if you can please unmute yourself. Okay. If you'd like to answer your question, ask your question.
First of all, I want to say very thank you. I enjoy this program. I have been recommended to join you guys, and I do enjoy it. So when I did attend on the, I think it was on Tuesday, and since then I have been attending, but I don't understand how to deal with nightmares. And it was very disturbing to me because I did write that 6 enemies of the soul, but it was very, very, I would say it disturbing, a very disturbing dream. There was a child crying with agony, and I couldn't see the child. And then suddenly I felt the energy of that child in between my legs.
Mm.
And I couldn't know what to do. I didn't, it was, to me, it was very disturbing. And then there was another gal that she approached me and she was holding my arms.
Angelica, thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, no, we understand what you're saying, that you had something that unsettled you in your dream. I think we can talk to you personally. That might be a better option. But just to say that when we are at the beginning of our meditation, sometimes we will have things that are clearing out, and we will have dreams, or we will have pain, or we will experience some sort of discomfort. But that is something that is clearing out of us to make us more balanced. So if you, unless Jean-Michel or Genevieve wanted to speak more. Jean-Michel, did you?
Yes. So was it Patricia? Patricia, was it she?
No, this is
Angelica.
Angelica. So Angelica, what you've experienced is, as Jenny was saying, is not uncommon. Even I had not the same but similar kind of experiences. What happens is that whichever experiences we may feel, the important is to not to worry about it. First of all, that's the first thing. The second thing is, if we believe that there is a power that has created everything, this power who is giving us this ability to love each other has a solution for whatever problem we have. If we feel something that disturbs us, it's just a signal for us to, okay, there is something I have to improve on. This is the way I handle my life, is when I have an obstacle, anything I feel that is not pleasant, I take it as a challenge. I have to find out the solution to get back into my balanced state. Even today, after all these years of meditation, I have challenges in my life. I have to find a way, using the Sahaja techniques that we have, go into meditation, use clearing techniques, whatever is available. Okay, there is something else I wanted to mention. It's very important, is we have a mentoring program following these 21 days. And this is very important, especially for what you just said, is this type of feeling, you need to be helped to understand how to deal with this. It's not difficult, but it's very useful to be helped. As I was when I started meditating, there were things I didn't understand, and a simple help just took me through with no problem. So I think we need to remember we have a mentorship program that will be useful.
So Angelica, if I don't know if you're part of our WhatsApp group, or if you've joined or if you've joined up for the mentor program, but if you haven't, you can send one of us a direct message and we can contact you about getting some one-to-one support.
Sure, I will.
All right. So
I was
yes.
signing. I haven't done it.
All right.
because-
Oh, good. So you're on the WhatsApp group?
Not yet, not yet.
Yes.
You will.
Wonderful. So if yes, you can still sign up for a mentor. So to get that support with exactly what you need, we would recommend that you sign up for the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
That was a very good question.
It was a very good question, because it happens to all of us that there are things that are clearing out and taking us off our center.
We can help for sure.
I think that's it.
So Janavi, what is the next step on your program?
Of my program.
Yes. Do you have music for the end of?
Yes, we do have some music lined up. I think our tech team have been very helpful with that. Jenny, do we want to mention anything about resources that we have moving forward?
Let me see. No, I think we're pretty much ready to go with some music.
Okay, let's do it.
Thank you, everybody.
हाजरीन, मैंडोलिन पर एक और अनोखा काम पेश करने से पहले उसके बारे में बताना ज़रूरी समझता हूँ। एक सबसे अलग और अनहोनी बात की ट्विस्टिंग यानी मैंडोलिन की खूंटी को घुमाकर राग अदा करना, जिसमें आप वीणा का टोन महसूस करेंगे। हिंदुस्तानी शास्त्रीय संगीत यानी इंडियन क्लासिकल म्यूजिक मैंडोलिन पर इस तरीके से बजाने के ईजाद करदा यानी इन्वेंटर ऑफ दिस स्टाइल मेरे वालिद और उस्ताद मैंडोलिन विज़र्ड जनाब सज्जाद हुसैन साहब, जो पहले शख्स हुए हैं जो खुद अपनी मिसाल आप हैं। शुक्रिया।
Thank you.